Maxwell Reid's hands trembled as he clutched the rain-soaked photograph of the children, 23 faces staring back at him, all being cared for by the woman he'd known only as his quiet, efficient housekeeper. Blood pounded in his ears as he watched from his car as Anna emerged from the dilapidated building, carrying medical supplies she'd purchased with what he now realized was her entire salary. The billionaire's throat tightened with shame. He'd been complaining about rising caviar prices while his employee had been silently saving lives right under his nose. "My God," he whispered, the rain hammering against his windshield mirroring the storm in his chest. "She's going to lose everything." The foreclosure notice he discovered when he followed her, driven by curiosity after noticing her exhaustion and mysterious phone calls, revealed Anna had just 3 days before the orphanage she secretly ran would be demolished for a corporate development. 23 children would be separated and thrust into an overcrowded system. And Anna, the woman whose gentle hands had meticulously organized his life for 5 years, would be destroyed. Who was this woman he thought he knew? And why had she never asked for his help? The mystery of Anna Pearson deepened with every revelation. By day, she moved silently through Maxwell's mansion, invisible despite her beauty. By night, she was the beating heart of Pearson's Place, an unauthorized safe haven for abandoned children that operated entirely on her meager salary. As Maxwell watched her embrace a small boy with a missing leg, something cracked open inside him. What other secrets was she hiding? And why did he suddenly care so much about a woman he'd barely noticed for 5 years? If this story touches your heart, hit that like button and subscribe to see more incredible journeys of discovery and redemption. You followed me. Anna's voice cut through the rain as she suddenly appeared beside his car window, her eyes flashing with a fierce protectiveness he'd never glimpsed in his household staff. "These children are my life, Mr. Reid. If you've come to report us, at least give me time to find them new homes." Maxwell stepped from the car, rainwater soaking his 10,000 suit. "Why didn't you tell me? All these years you've been surviving," she interrupted, challenging him with an unwavering gaze. "These children have been discarded by society, just as I was. Your world has no place for broken things." The orphanage itself was both heartbreaking and miraculous. Despite peeling paint and leaking ceilings, it radiated more warmth than Maxwell's sterile mansion ever had. Children's artwork covered crumbling walls. A one-armed teenager helped younger kids with homework. Maxwell recognized the furniture, his own discarded pieces Anna had salvaged from his numerous redecorating projects. "Development begins Monday," Anna whispered, clutching paperwork from Titan Industries, Maxwell's chief competitor. "We have nowhere to go." The revelation hit Maxwell like a physical blow. Titan Industries. His bitter business rival Victor Blackwood was behind the development that would destroy these children's sanctuary. The same man who'd been systematically dismantling Maxwell's companies for years was now, unwittingly, about to destroy something far more precious. The coincidence seemed too perfect to be accidental. Was Anna somehow connected to his enemy? Had she been placed in his home as a spy? That night, returning to his empty mansion, Maxwell faced the antagonist that had defined his existence, his own coldness. The emotional walls he'd built since his family's death a decade ago had protected him from pain, but had also blinded him to the humanity of those around him. Like Anna, who had slipped silently through his home for years, carrying a burden he couldn't imagine while he barely acknowledged her existence. "Sir," his security chief looked concerned as Maxwell frantically searched through company files at 3 a.m. "Is everything all right? I need everything we have on Anna Pearson," Maxwell demanded. "And I need to know why Titan Industries is so interested in that particular property." What Maxwell discovered next left him reeling. If you're invested in this journey, take a moment to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments about what you think Maxwell might have uncovered. The second earth-shattering revelation came as dawn broke over the city. Anna Pearson wasn't just any orphan. She was Victor Blackwood's daughter. The daughter he'd abandoned 20 years ago when her mother died. The daughter whose existence he'd erased from public record. The property housing the orphanage was actually Anna's birthright, her mother's family home, though she likely had no idea of its true value or her connection to Maxwell's greatest enemy. When Anna arrived for work that morning, Maxwell was waiting. "You should have told me who you are," he said quietly, her face drained of color. "Those children are all that matter, Mr. Reid. Not my past. Your father is trying to reclaim the property," Maxwell explained. "Not because he knows you're there, but because it sits on land worth millions. He abandoned you, and now he's about to make you homeless again without even realizing it." Their eyes locked in a moment of perfect understanding, two souls wounded by the same man. "Help us," she whispered, her perfect composure finally cracking. "Not for me, but for them." Something shifted between them, the employer and employee dynamic dissolving into something far more complex. For the first time, Maxwell truly saw her, not as his maid, but as a woman of extraordinary strength and compassion. "Why work for me all these years?" he asked. "You must have known who I was in relation to your father." Anna's smile held years of secrets. "I needed the job. And perhaps, I wanted to understand the kind of man my father hates more than he loved his own daughter." The battle against Victor Blackwood began in boardrooms and courtrooms. Maxwell deployed his considerable resources while Anna continued her double life, caring for his home by day and her children by night. Their late-night strategy sessions slowly transformed into something deeper as layers of formality peeled away. "You're nothing like him, you know," Anna said one night, their fingers accidentally brushing over property documents. "My father. I was," Maxwell admitted, "until I saw what you built with nothing but determination and love." Working side by side, Maxwell discovered Anna's quick wit and surprising business acumen, traits she'd hidden beneath her quiet efficiency. Meanwhile, Anna glimpsed the wounded heart beneath Maxwell's corporate armor. If this unexpected connection between these two worlds touches you, make sure to subscribe for more stories that reveal the extraordinary humanity in ordinary moments. The decisive confrontation came exactly halfway through their legal battle. Victor Blackwood himself appeared at Maxwell's door, unaware his long-abandoned daughter would answer it. The silence was deafening as father and daughter faced each other for the first time in 20 years. "Anna." Victor's composed facade cracked. "What are you doing here?" Before she could answer, Maxwell appeared beside her, his hand instinctively finding the small of her back in a protective gesture that spoke volumes. "She works for me," Maxwell said coolly, "though I think works miracles would be more accurate." Victor's calculating eyes darted between them. "I see you found yourself a powerful protector, daughter. How convenient. I protected myself and 23 children while you were busy building empires on other people's pain." Anna responded with quiet dignity. "I need nothing from you except for you to leave that property alone." Victor's laugh was cold. "That property is worth millions in the right hands. Your little hobby orphanage is hardly your grandchildren." Maxwell interrupted. "Those are your grandchildren, Victor. Children Anna has saved while you were destroying lives." The blood drained from Victor's face. "What are you talking about?" The cliffhanger revelation hung in the air. Anna was not just caring for random orphans. Among them were the children of Victor's son from a secret relationship, children Victor never knew existed because he'd disowned his son years ago, grandchildren who now faced homelessness because of his ruthless business expansion. As Victor stumbled away in shock, Anna turned to Maxwell with tears in her eyes. "That wasn't true," she whispered. "Why would you say that?" Maxwell's smile was grim. "Because now he'll investigate to disprove it, and in doing so, he'll have to look into the faces of each child you're saving. No man, not even Victor, can remain unmoved by that. I'm betting on whatever humanity he has left." For the first time, Anna saw the strategic brilliance that had made Maxwell a billionaire, and the compassion that made him different from her father. What followed was a psychological chess match between the two powerful men, with Anna and her children caught in the middle. Victor, driven by suspicion and a haunting fear that Maxwell's claim might be true, began investigating the orphanage. What he found changed everything, not his grandchildren, but echoes of his own childhood poverty that he'd spent a lifetime trying to forget. Meanwhile, Maxwell faced his own demons. His growing feelings for Anna complicated everything. Was he helping her because he cared, or to defeat his enemy? And what would happen to their relationship once the battle was won? "You don't need to keep coming to the orphanage," Anna told him one evening as they sat surrounded by children's homework. "Your lawyers have everything under control." Maxwell watched her gentle hands straightening a little girl's uneven braids. "Maybe I'm not here because I need to be. Maybe I'm here because I want to be." Their eyes met, and the air between them changed. 5 years of employer and employee fell away, revealing two people who had somehow begun to heal each other's deepest wounds. "I don't know how to be anything but what I've been," Anna admitted. "The caretaker. The invisible one." Maxwell's fingers brushed her cheek. "I see you, Anna. I think maybe I'm finally seeing everything." If you're feeling the connection growing between these two, take a second to hit the like button and subscribe to see how their story unfolds. The final confrontation came unexpectedly. Victor Blackwood arrived at the orphanage unannounced one stormy night, finding Maxwell reading bedtime stories to the younger children while Anna tended to a sick teenager. "So," Victor said from the doorway, "this is what you've been hiding all these years." Anna stepped protectively in front of the children. "They're not hiding, they're living. There's a difference." Victor surveyed the room, the makeshift beds, the carefully mended clothes, the wall of academic achievements and birthday celebrations. His eyes lingered on a small boy with a familiar smile. "That child," he said quietly. "He looks like Like your son, Anna finished. Kevin's child. The grandson you've never met because your pride was more important than your family. Maxwell watched as the corporate titan seemed to physically age before his eyes, the weight of decades of choices visibly settling on his shoulders. I thought you were lying, Victor said to Maxwell. About my grandchildren being here. I was, Maxwell admitted. But the truth is even more damning, isn't it? These children represent everything you turned your back on: family, compassion, humanity. For a long, tense moment, it seemed the battle lines were being redrawn. Then Victor did something neither of them expected. He sat down heavily on a child's small chair and covered his face with his hands. What do you want? He asked simply. The resolution came not through legal battles but through an unexpected alliance. Victor Blackwood, confronted with the living consequences of his life choices, made a decision that shocked the business world. He not only halted the development, but established a foundation to support Anna's work, legitimizing the orphanage and providing resources beyond what she'd ever dreamed possible. Why the change of heart? Maxwell asked him privately as legal documents were signed. Victor's gaze was distant. Do you know what it's like to realize you've become the very thing you once hated? I was that abandoned child once. Somehow I forgot. As spring bloomed across the newly renovated orphanage grounds, Anna found Maxwell standing alone beneath a flowering cherry tree. You could have bought this property yourself at any time, she said, realization dawning. You didn't need to involve Victor at all. Maxwell smiled. Some wounds can only be healed by their maker, Anna. Your father needed to face what he'd become as much as you needed resolution. And what about you? She asked softly. What do you need, Maxwell? His answer was to close the distance between them, his hands framing her face with a tenderness that belied his powerful reputation. I need the woman who taught me that true wealth isn't counted in buildings or bank accounts, he said. The woman who was invisible until she became everything. Their kiss beneath the cherry blossoms sealed a journey neither had anticipated, from employer and employee to unlikely allies to two souls finding in each other exactly what they'd been missing. The orphanage became their shared mission, a bridge between two worlds that had once seemed impossibly far apart. And the children, they thrived in the warm embrace of a family created not by blood but by choice and love. If this story touched your heart and you believe in second chances, please like, subscribe, and share this journey with others who might need a reminder that sometimes our greatest purpose is hidden in the shadows of our everyday lives. What secret purposes might be unfolding in your own story? Share your thoughts in the comments below.